Yes, court in session with me, Elk, and my infamous or famous co-host, that is Keelan Phillips, the Avenger only one, and the Bajan Scout, Alan Pender. Right, so it's getting close to Christmas. Actually, it's a couple days before Christmas, and I really want to look and see which teams have been naughty and which have been nice. And what are we going to put in their Christmas stocking? So we'll start with you, Alan, since I start with Keelan last time, I think. Which teams
Well,
been
I have
naughty and which been nice?
I have an approach more so from players that have been nice. I think really I've SG and Joker have really done a good job of being nice for their teams, keeping them on top of the Western Conference, especially coming off the good performances they had last year. So yeah, SG and Joker being really nice for the top teams in the US. And yeah, Kid has been really good. In the MVP discussion, no, I think for in the last straw poll that came out from ESPN, I think Kid is top five now in MVP ranking. So he's doing a really good job for the Pistons. He also had that potential. I'm not sure people expect he was necessarily going to be this good, but he made some strays last year. He had a lot of issues. I think he had to get over, particularly his ball security. I think that really hurt the Pistons a lot in the playoffs. He had some issues early on in the year, but he seems to have been overcoming that somewhat. He's been pretty good to clutch for the Pistons this year. So yeah, I think he's been really nice for them. And lastly, Brunson and the Knicks. Knicks was my pick for who I thought was potentially going to come with the East, and they're making me look good so far. So yeah, been very very nice for them. But Brunson, people see he's kind of playing almost like an SGA level now with not only with the fall grip, but also the level of scoring and the extremely high level efficiency he's playing with. So yeah, I think those top four teams in the NBA, those are the really nice ones that we're looking at so far.
Yeah. So what about you, Keelan?
Well, seeing as he did nice, I am going to do naughty, right? And people who should get some coal in their
Yes,
bags.
talking.
In their stockings. Yeah, they should get some. First person I am going to start with is Zion from the Pelicans, right? Once again, the same problems that have reoccurred for the past couple of years have reoccurred again. Availability, and not only is it availability, but it seems like his game is declining a bit, right? At his peak, he used to average close to in the 60s in terms of field goal percentage, right? And it is declining every year since then. Like it has from the time when he played 61 games in his second year, it was at 61%. Then it went to 60 again last year. Sorry, the year after. Then it went to 57. Then it went to 56. Then it went to 52. No, 52% from the field on the surface sounds still really good. But when you consider the type of player that Zion is and his shot chart, and he takes most of his shots from inside the key, right by the rim, you would think that would obviously be a little bit higher. Yeah, so like he's averaging 21 points per game, but availability has always been an issue for Zion. So he definitely be on the naughty list, and I don't know what the Pelicans are going to do with that situation. Next person on the naughty list for sure. Come on, Ja Morant. Ja Morant, Ja Morant. We've been talking about Ja Morant most of this year. Right now, he's averaging a career low 17.7 points per game. It's even less than his rookie year. And he's shooting 35% from the field. 35. Anybody want to guess what the 3-point percentage is? Because it is not even above 20. It's at 19%. Yeah, but it's funny enough, free throw is at 92. So usually when somebody can't shoot, their free throws hovering in mid-70s and stuff like that, but he's shooting 92% from the free throw line. And Jazz issue this year has also been availability. He started out the season shaky, then he got hurt, then he came back. I know he's hurt again. And it's hard to even, if you're the Grizzlies, it's hard to even move on from him or really gauge his value because it's low right now. He's not available. And then it's not like he can even play right now to kind of raise his value back up and then see what you could possibly get. Like his value is probably the lowest it's ever been. Like his stats are down across the board, and yeah. So Ja, you getting some cool, my friend. Some along with Zion, because two on her and two of them from the same draft class too. I know that draft class. I just saw a video on that draft class. It's a lot more underwhelming than history might like to remember. Last person on that's getting cold, LaMelo Ball. Another person who more available than Zion and Ja, but barely. He's still barely. Like none of them have cracked 20 games, but we're still waiting, it seems, for him to make a step into being considered a winning basketball player. Right? Like for years he's kind of put up kind of like anti-stats, team that wasn't winning. And it has even gotten to the point where there are reports. I mean, the Charlotte head coach and franchise didn't come out and say it, but it seems like reports are coming out that they're even saying or favoring Khan, the rookie, as the franchise player, and LaMelo is no not the favorite child anymore. So LaMelo, hopefully you could do something to change that. Hopefully this next stretch coming out here, if you're healthy, you and Con can work together and maybe see if that the perception of you can change. But right now, yeah, you getting some cool. Oh, I put one in Brandon Miller stocking as well too, because he don't be available either. So those are the three main guys. I one single call in Brandon Miller stocking.
Yeah, for me it is the Warriors. The Warriors. I think the Warriors need to do something. I think they need to check out the roster and look towards next year because I don't think they will make a big impact this year. That's a naughty team. The nice
for sure.
The nice team though is your San Antonio Spurs. I am really happy with to see how they're playing and they're playing around Wemby, but also I think they are playing really good basketball.
Mm-hmm.
The other nice team is the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
No one will be going into Christmas Day thinking that the Detroit Pistons be leading the Eastern Conference, but they are. After coming from like 6 and 7 to somebody. Right?
Losing 29 games in a row 2 years ago or something like that. Yeah.
Now they're leading the Eastern Conference. And obviously you mentioned the nice players. Alan mentioned nice players there, which is Cunningham and the other guys. They are really playing good basketball. I am just a little weary. One team I think is nice, but they could have been nicer. That's the Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Rockets is missing a true point guard. I would love to see Van Vliet playing with this
team. Yeah.
You really miss him.
Yeah, I really do.
I think he playing with this team, they would be like at the top of the Eastern. Well, I mean, they're still at the top of the Western Conference, but I think they would be, like
probably second
behind OKC. Obviously, OKC is the nicest team of all, so they actually got a really good gift from Santa.
In addition to what you said about Houston, I mean, they've lost, most of their losses have been clutch games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of helps to have a good point guard like every step really get you through those points. So yeah, they really missed that. But had he been there, they probably have a better record of clutch games. We're ready with OKC, but yeah.
And yes, those are the nice naughty and nice teams and naughty teams. But there was a sighting sometime last week of Ben Simmons. We still trying to figure out. We still trying to figure out what happened to Ben. So, where is Ben Simmons? He's like, where is Carmen Sandiego?
That's okay.
Where is Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
I saw something that was really hilarious, and I will start with you, Kilan. Where is Ben Simmons?
Yeah, so the article that came out, there was a headline that came out that can be misleading in terms of the situation with Ben Simmons, but it's still not. If you're a Ben Simmons fan, it's still not. I don't know if somehow got Ben Simmons fans. Apparently, they got every player is got fans somewhere. So if you're a Ben Simmons fan, I wouldn't be too happy about this. Basically, the report said that he's finishing basketball to become a pro fisherman. Now, that's the headline. But the article is saying that he's trying to get his body right and that he's also doing fishing as well, right? Until, he get a work or whatever, that's what he's doing. Do I think that Ben Simmons will play again in the NBA? I wouldn't bet on it. I ain't always saying no. But there's too much that, you always having to wonder where his head is at, right? And then it's not even just the mental, it is also his body breakdown. It's like ever since that Trae Young moment that everybody knows about, it's just been downhill. And he was a 3-time All-Star, was all defensive, can't remember if he made an all NBA team. But he was easily one of the best defenders in the league. And then after that incident, mentally he wasn't there. Then he started getting hurt. Had the whole fallout with Philly. Then went this place. He basically became a journeyman after. And yeah, I don't know where Ben is. No one knows where Ben is. Ben is apparently on the ocean. I don't know if he might have some outings with Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson also has a boat and likes to fish. But Klay's be with Megan now, so Klay might not want nobody else on the boat with him. So I don't know, Ben.
Then you got the boat start, right?
Yeah, exactly. So he probably don't want Ben on the boat fishing. So I don't know. What holds for Ben, but if it was to make a bet, I wouldn't bet on him coming back to the NBA.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What do you think about Ben? You think he can get
Yeah, I
back
agree with
in?
him. I don't think Ben Simmons is going to be back in the NBA again. I mean, he has the talent. He was one of the most talented players in the NBA. There were a lot of LeBron comparisons, even back in the day, given his all-round skill set. Just that he had a bit more defensive side, not quite the offensive polish. But I think some people, casual fans, sometimes underestimate how tough a league the NBA is and how much of a pro guys need to be. And even for great players, they need to continue adding to their game every year. And it seems that Ben, over the years, just never really did anything to add to his game. So I think there are probably a lot of questions about his desire to play basketball. Does he really love basketball? Does he really have the work ethic to really try and get better? It didn't seem like he had that when he was on his big contracts. And I don't think, I think he's going to have to prove a lot to get back in the NBA. I mean, he's still technically young enough. But given all his all of his injuries and issues he had over the year, and mental as well too, yeah, I think it's going to be tough. I think this nuclear fission is probably a good idea for him.
Yeah, it's the strangest thing. He's only 29 years old.
Yeah.
29 years old, and really and truly be saying that he's a washout.
Great.
Right? I mean, I've never seen anybody fall as fast as him at such a young age. I understand people getting 32, 33 and up on the downward spiral, and then all of a sudden you don't see them anymore. I understand that because obviously father time take over, but I mean at 29 years old you can't be telling me about father time. Right?
Sure.
And then So, but yes, I agree with the mental part of it. I think it's a lot of it is more mental. Even his body, I think the mental part of it is was causing his body to be in the shape that it's in. Because if he had a better outlook, I don't think that he would be, we complain about his body. He had bad injuries, yeah, but it wasn't like
We're
catastrophic,
ending here.
right? So I mean, like he should be able to get back, but obviously people questioning his desire. So the one thing I feel like can coach is to make a man want to be able, put in that work. So I think Ben Simmons could continue his profession, and not with Claire, because I don't think Claire want anywhere near his boat. But yeah, he could continue his clear fishing. And that is it for Ben Simmons. The NBA Cup that the New York Knickerbockers won. I have a guy named I think his name is Derek Brown. Derek Brown probably had a parade outside in Dunwan State for the Knicks, because the Knicks it's his team.
Yeah, and they're not used to that, so
So, but I think they should really hang the banner in Madison, because I think that's the only thing they're hanging this year, and next year, and the year after that. But but I think yes. So the NBA Cup was won by the New York Knicks, and I saw a stat come out that the viewership for that was really, really high. So tell me what you think. What do you think the reason for the actual NBA Cup? Because the average NBA regular season viewership is down. But yet still it seems like the NBA Cup was up. So give me the Alan. What do you think is the reason for the NBA Cup? Knicks or Wemby?
I think it's a combination of things. I don't think I agree with Charles Barkley. He had a comment where he said that he think the NBA Cup was just there to help give guys more money. I think he's just a little bit sour about the amount that everything and the money that he made back in the day and the way how things have grown. I mean, a lot of the reason that the guys are making money today is because a lot of work he put in, so he should be kind of proud of it. But he seems to be going the other direction, sadly. But I think the NBA Cup is doing what the NBA want to do. They want to drive a little bit more interest early on in the season. The NBA is a long season, so the understand players are not going to sprint through the entire season. It's a marathon, so you have to pace yourself somewhat. But at least given a competition early on in the season gives guys at least a chance to at least do like a small sprint. So I say wouldn't jeopardize. They don't think they have to spend too much that would potentially jeopardize the amount of effort they have to put in for the rest of the season. So I think they did a good job with this incorporated with games that have to play anyhow. And I mean the assignment we have with the teams that were in the semis and in the final, particularly with the last few years of it being young teams that are up on, young teams that are coming up in the league and doing really well. A couple years ago, the Pacers. This year, the Spurs were that team. I think it's doing a good job of helping to give some exposure to some of the younger stars in the NBA and driving interest in a time where there would be relatively low interest. So I think it's done a pretty good job of that the last few years. And yeah, I think even a team like the Knicks, a lot of people don't necessarily believe in them, but it's a good thing that they've won. I think they should hang the banner. I think some of the discourse around it is a little bit silly. It's a young tournament. It's going to take time before people actually, I guess, fully legitimize it and think that it's something particularly important. So do the work early, hang the banners, do everything, as opposed to this boy thinks that I should hang it, this other person that I shouldn't hang it. But that seems to be more of a James Dolan thing and a little issue he has with the NBA. So yeah, but I think the NBA should put this mandate that, hey, you have to hang it and just call it out of day. But yeah, I think the NBA Cup is doing what it's supposed to do. It's driving interest early on in the season. It's doing a pretty good job of that and giving some young teams some exposure.
One of the things that I think it would also do is make the courts real pretty, because I have to tell you that the course would be real pretty. I wonder if they don't slow down when when we all set by the court. So it'd be I
They
mean
do.
glossy and look really nice. So what about you, Keelan? What do you think about this NBA Cup?
A couple of things. One, well, they actually do kind of slide a little bit. There actually are a little bit of concerns about the course itself. And for the Lakers quarterfinal game against the Spurs, I think they went back to they used the normal court because they think they
Yep.
had some issue or whatever. What do you think? In regards to the NBA Cup, I agree with some of the points that I made. I agree with both of y'all on the hanging the banner. I think you can't on one hand complain about the regular season not being important or significant, and then when there's a tournament in the regular season, then you try to diminish it by saying that you shouldn't hang the banner. I think that is counterproductive. If you hang the banner and give it some level of importance, we ain't saying that is the equivalent of you winning a title. Like nobody's gonna say, "Oh, the Knicks or the Lakers are have 17 rings and 2 NBA
That's the
cups." No, like nobody cares. But like in terms of that regard, but it is a significant part, or at least players should treat it. Sorry, people should treat it as a significant part of the season because the players are actually playing hard
yeah.
for some of like the G League and some of the two-way guys on the team because their contracts aren't really crazy. So like you would see, like for example, the Spurs I know were like try to win because Keldon Johnson wanted to buy a llama. So like they were trying to no true story is funny, right? But I also saw like some other guys like Lindy Waters, like some of those guys are like on two-way contracts or whatever, and the bonus that they get for just even making the finals is almost like 44 or 50% of their contract that they're getting as bonus money, right? So the players do play hard for those guys because the stars are already set, but like even though they're already set, they still wouldn't mind that extra 500K or whatever to do whatever, right? So the players do take it seriously. I just wish everybody else, in terms of the fans, they won't be really on discourse about it. Charles Barkley, in terms of that, does anybody even really miss inside the NBA? Because I don't. I didn't even realize that it was going on, however, because like it feels like all right, it is not directly related thing, but it feels like a breath of fresh air in terms of some of the coverage that has been happening because it's more positive, especially on Amazon Prime or whatever. It's a little bit more positive than just being the oh no, this team plays bad basketball discourse that we had last year when it was the Rockets and I think the OKC in the semifinals and Charles Barkley on it. They're talking about that the Rockets are a bad team or play bad basketball or something. Like the hype about the NBA Cup this year was a lot different. No,
Yeah.
it was good too that some of the matchups did help because OKC and Spurs, I don't think people would consider that a rivalry yet currently, but it has the beginnings of the possibility of being a rivalry. There
Yes.
is OKC is the young team, and Spurs is also a young team that seems to be up and coming, trying to battle with them. They also have the dynamic of Wemby and Chet always being compared, and it seems like Wemby might have a dislike for Chet, or he's just really excited because I mean, like Chet missed a free throw. It was a clutch free throw, yes, and after the first one, and Wemby was literally like celebrating like he got a game-winning block or something, and so I think that part is cool. Also, the whole thing with Wemby coming back to the whole like that whole game was set up thing, and then even the NBA Cup final that was a great game. Like the Spurs were
Yep.
leading for most of the game, all 3 quarters, then the 4 quarters. Knicks turned it up. Could have really come miss, and Knicks came up and ended up winning it in the end. So it was a good final. I think it was a good tournament. It may not have been the most exciting in terms of like the early group stages, right? Because maybe it's some of the matchups in the groups, but that happens with most tournaments. Like unless it's like unless it's a one and done tournament like the NCAA tournament. Some of the earlier matches would be kind of mad because it'd be a blow or whatever it'd be a thing, right? So those early matchups cool, but then as the tournament gets down to the end, those good matchups are where you kind of really want to see. And I thought it was good. I know that just me, but I thought the NBA Cup was good. And yeah,
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I see the
yeah,
NBA trying to make the 82 games relevant.
yeah,
And I don't see anything wrong with it having a tournament within a tournament, and you know the players actually been some cash and stuff.
yeah.
So I don't see anything wrong with it. But I'm really surprised at the viewership though, because obviously the viewership was skewed because New York and San Antonio was the final.
Yeah.
So that probably skewed the viewership because these two basically unknown teams really, right? Where
But
people nationally will not be saying now. Kila will know about Spurs, but that fella out in Oklahoma who only boy team he sees OKC, he know about Spurs, right? So the Spurs then and New York, New York is a New York team, and all the
yes,
teams in New York is,
yeah,
people just watch the team in New York.
yeah. New York popular, and then I think because the Spurs are not generally seen as like a popular team, but Wemby on the other hand
Yeah,
is
he
Wemby
seems
is
to be
extremely
yeah, he
popular.
seems to be a very popular player, and
Yeah,
I just hope that he holds up with his health.
yeah,
And once he does that, he can be really good. I saw him with some moves in low post. I don't think many people understand how long that fella is. I mean, like
yeah.
I saw him outside the key, right? Because he didn't want to be inside the key. He outside the key and blocked him out on the other side.
Yeah,
After the man get the ball, I talk about he blocked the man out and he was close.
like
The man,
he has blocked 3-point shots where his foot was in the key, and he got out to close out and still blocked a 3-point shot like
correct.
more than once, like multiple
Right.
times.
So
So
so he is, and to me chat is okay, but I rate him on the bench between.
if I be honest, they're not the same level of player, but they're
No,
always
no, to me,
compared.
to
But
me,
they're
I
not the
think
same
I
level of
think
player.
Chet is good for what he's due, and
Correct.
I don't think he's any match for Wemby. I see
Wemby.
Wemby warming up,
He
doing
doesn't have the
some
game as Wemby
drills
does.
and things.
Nah, he
And he
does.
looked like a guard. He looked like a guard already at all,
Yeah.
right? So I I I don't say the same player, and I think he has a good future once he remains healthy, and we shall see going forward. So kudos to the leadership of the NBA to having the NBA Cup and still making it relevant and still making it something that people will want to view. Although the general viewership is down, the NBA Cup, like when they're starting the semifinal, the finals, the semifinal, the finals and stuff, they really, people really came, went to view what was happening. Now, coaches in the NBA. Now, this is one of my pet peeves. Coaches in the NBA. The who at this point, who you think are some of the coaches who are on the hot seat? So they will not be getting any Christmas gifts.
um.
Who you think Keelan will be one of the coaches? Just give me a couple of
Yeah.
coaches that you see that on the hot seat.
Yeah. Definitely throw a name that should feet. Yeah. Ty Lue. I don't think he will. I don't think he get fired, but you can't be satisfied with how this season has gone for the Clippers, right? They're 7-21. A team that was supposed to be a contender, like me and Alan, when we did our picks beforehand, we had them in the playoffs. Yes, it was an old team, but like they were still good. Like so, I don't know what's going on. Like if you look at some of their individual stats, from the main guys, they're putting up good numbers. Like Kawhi is averaging 25, Harden was averaging 26, 27. Zubac was like 16 and 16 point 16 points and like 12 rebounds or something like that. And yeah, they had some injuries in
Hurt
terms
now,
of
though.
Bradley Beal. Huh? Yeah, but he's
No,
hurt
sorry, say
now.
he's hurt now, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's hurt now. But like before, their
Yeah.
main players were a thing, and I didn't. it seems like Derrick Jones Jr. was the glue of this team because there was even reports coming out that the Clippers said that they could really make a run once Derrick Jones Jr. Returns. So yeah, right. Derrick Jones Jr. is the glue for this team. So Tyloo is one name that I would definitely throw out there. I don't know how the Bucks feel about Doc Rivers. Y'all know how we feel about Doc Rivers for a while
I
now.
don't think anybody feels any way about Doc Rivers.
Anyway, about Doc Rivers,
I really feel he's a very fortunate guy.
very. Because I can't think of anybody else without context who is like really disappointing. Obviously, Adam and you might have some. Even like some of the bad teams, like you understand some of the like the Wizards are rebuilding, even though they've been rebuilding for a while though. The Pacers, we understand like they are hurt. Even like the Kings, well, anyway, Kings are the Kings. You don't really care. Yeah, and like so, like some of them we can understand, but I would say the Clippers and maybe the Bucks are two coaches that would be on the hot seat.
You agree,
Yeah.
Alan?
Yes. Two other names I'll add to that. They will be interesting decisions, but Kenny Atkinson for the Cavaliers.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
They're severely underperforming right now.
Yeah, you are right.
And even Kenny is even talking about some mistakes and stuff he's made. The only issue is that they fired the last coach just not too long ago, who happens to be on top of the Eastern Conference right now. Right? So I don't think they want to fire the coach, but in a situation like this is a situation where the coach would definitely get fired and the players are trying to throw him under the bus. But and there is precedent that if you win coach of the year, you probably get fired next year.
Yeah.
So there's a pretty healthy precedent with that. So based on that, I think Kenny actually might be on the hot seat. He shouldn't be, but a lot of coaches get fired that shouldn't get fired. So
yeah.
And the other guy and the performer that we talked about earlier, Steve Kerr. But
yeah,
he is going into the last year of his contract, so I don't think he's really going to be fired. But people have been saying that if either Kerr will probably retire or he's going to come back and coach the Warriors. But at this rate, they had a little dust up with him and Draymond Green in the last game too. Yeah, I don't think Kerr is probably going to come out of that next year. That would be my guess. I don't think he's going to be back. Given all the issues they've had with him and Jonathan Kuminga, and yeah, I think Kerr is probably going to be on his way out. I think they're going to allow him to just leave at the end of the season, but yeah, I don't think he's going to be back. So I think those are two in the hot seat.
Yeah, I agree because I was going to add the Kerr name to the I can't say the Cavs underperforming is correct. And Tyloo, I never had much credence for him, so I you know how my coaching level is not just that you could coach the best teams in the world. You know, you got best players. To me, when you got best players, all you gotta do is get on and drive long. But when you gotta make your team, when you get to a point where your team's struggling and you gotta come up with something, make adjustments and that sort of thing to get them back on track, and you can't get it done, well, it is what it is. But I agree with Kerr. I think that's what with Draymond is matter of frustration inside the camp. They think they are better than 15-15. I really think that they need to make some moves, and I think one of the moves is to get rid of Draymond, really. But I don't see them. I think Kerr. Not Kerr. I don't think Curry will want Draymond. But then again, I never thought that Clay would have left Golden State either. So, but I know Curry. Draymond is good at what he does, but I think he's not always. He's older and he's getting. As you get older, the tolerance just a whole CP3. You see how
CP3,
CP3 don't care how you look at it. You know,
Mhm.
he was this one way all the time. People waiting out till he get nearly 40,000 years old to say, okay, we want to change. That ain't gonna happen. Same thing happened to Draymond. He ain't changing.
At
And
all.
they tolerated him because of the level that he was coming out. But you notice his production and what he does and that sort of thing still, you know, iffy. So I think they're gonna make some moves, and I think after this year, they will make some significant moves in relation to coaching and also in relation to player personnel. I think Curry got another 2 years really playing, not even a high level, just playing. I think that once Curry, once they could rebuild, I'm convinced him that they will rebuild and they'll still be competitive, then he will think. But I don't see it. I see Kerr not coming back. I think he just, at some point, you'll just be tired of hearing the same voice over and over again, and you're not bringing anything different. Because, I mean, Warriors is not doing anything different from the time he came.
Yep.
When he came, he didn't change. But
Yeah.
since that changed, they've been doing the same thing over and over again. So
And that's
you
actually
gotta get the players to do it.
like that's actually a bigger issue too. Like what a lot of people are probably not even talking about is that the reason why to the Warriors, when he made those changes, they moved ahead of the league. So they were ahead in terms of passing and cutting and ball movement. And obviously having Stephen Clay helps along with Draymond. But what happened is that if you notice, a lot of other teams in the league do those same concepts as well. So like the league has caught up to the Warriors and they still do the same thing. So they haven't changed their offense. And it's almost like they're kind of behind the rest of the league now. So the offense hasn't changed and the personnel isn't good enough to try to replicate what it once was. So yeah, that's also an issue.
You got the problems too of
Yeah.
it's be hard like this, but how many years he was doing 215? There's like
This is going on 9 years. He was definitely there from at least 2016. No, 2015. So yeah, so about 10 years there.
So you
It's
got
about
to
10 years,
you're
yeah.
hearing the same person, and you had Curry when he was young, you had Clay when he was young, Draymond when he's young, right? I mean, and then you're trying to now they're getting older, and you're trying to incorporate some other players, and some of the players that they're trying to incorporate ain't that good. To me, Kuminga is not that good. I see everybody keeping noise with Kuminga. To me, he's just another player. He
Same.
doesn't.
Same.
To me, he don't play D. He don't understand D.
He's not good. He's not a good shooter.
Right?
Like,
He ain't a good
he's not
shooter.
playmaker.
He don't right. So he don't really fit the mold of the players that they want. They're trying their best with him, but I don't think that he suit them. And they have to make some moves to get younger, because I don't think they're too old. And when you start hearing your players start getting things like sciatica injuries, you know that is like it's time to really get that rocking chair. So I think they're a little too old. They're gonna make some moves, and they will be like in the bottom of the pack for a little bit. They got to convince Curry that they'll be able to still maintain a decent thing while they rebuild, but I don't think they'll be able to convince him. So I see Curry playing another year or so, and then just down with it and go into his business, his number of business that he has, and work from there. I don't see him playing like at a 40. The only way he'll play at 40 is they make a significant move this year and the team get substantially better, and then made a push. That's why we see him staying. But they don't have the assets to make the moves. I don't think there's salary cap room to make the moves. So I don't know what they'll I think what they will have to do is probably package the young people and see if they can get somebody good enough to fit their profile.
But they just invest in Jimmy Butler this summer, though.
Yeah, but Jimmy Butler, they got some players that could kill you, right? Like Luka could kill you. You understand? Jimmy Butler could help kill you. but he can't really kill you. You understand what I mean?
You go away now.
Yeah, like when you done got the wound, he can push his finger in it, right? And you know, you really get it worse, right? But
Yeah.
he can start the wound,
Mhm.
right? So I think he's doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, like he's not like he's playing poorly or anything.
Yeah.
He's a real hard worker. He's putting his work. He's tried to play good on D. He's playing both sides of the court. He's a decent player. But I don't think he's the fella that can tear you up. If you got two other players, yeah, he would take you over the hump. But it showed in Miami, he was the man in Miami, and Miami, you know, they got to the final. He gave it his all in the final, but you know, they came short. So yeah, so I think they're gonna make some significant moves. I think the Bucks also on the other side gonna make some significant moves as well. I don't think I
That's going
don't
on
care
for
how
dearly.
many I don't care how many more brothers Giannis get. I don't think that they could draft anymore. They need now to make some moves that would make them competitive, and I don't think they are there. And they're run the risk of seeing you know, Giannis leave or get traded or demand a trade or something. And if that happens, they will be in doldrums for the amount of time that they were there before. So yes, those are the coaches and the teams in some little potter. Hopefully they will get better. The NBA is interesting, really interesting now, especially with the younger teams up. I'm really interested in seeing how Detroit play the second half of the year. And also I want to see how Spurs will hold up the second half of the year. Spurs and Houston, I'm really interested in seeing how they will hold up for the rest of the year. But of course, you cannot leave pick 5 you can't leave quarter session without the pick 5. Now, let's talk about percentages. Well, I throw out the episode where Keelan wasn't here, so we didn't worry to So I think out of is 20. All right, out of the 20, you got 15 minutes. I got 15, and Alan got 10.
Ooh.
So it's like I think was that 75%, 50%, 50%.
50.
So
Damn,
Alan,
Alan.
you got some get
Got some
calculation
work
to
to
do.
do.
Now, this pick 5 is Christmas pick 5.
Mm.
All 5 games are on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So this is a Christmas pick 5. The first game is Cavs at New York. Cavs at New York. We just talked about Cavs underperforming.
New York.
So Alan you going to New York too, Alan?
Yeah, Knicks.
Yeah. So all we going for Knicks. I really don't have much. San Antonio, OKC. We know that Keelan going with San Antonio.
Next.
What about OKC? Who's going with OKC?
I'll go OKC at home.
Yeah, I think I'm going with OKC too.
Oh,
And then there's
OKC,
Dallas.
KFC, UFC. Spurs and Fifth.
And then there's
I gotta
Dallas
make some gun.
Golden State Warriors. Dallas at Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, because the Warriors.
Luka's not there. Don't start thinking Luka.
No. The Warriors kind of spiraling. The Mavs have been playing a teeny bit better, but they're still not really that great of a team.
But
Mavs at home.
I think Warriors on a 2-game winning streak or saying, yeah.
Warriors?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're on a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, I mean,
they're now back to 500, 15 and 50.
They're at home?
Yeah, they're at home.
Oh, the Warriors at home?
Yeah, the Warriors at home.
Oh, no, I'll go Warriors. I'll go Warriors.
Yeah, I think again Warriors.
I'll go Warriors too.
Yeah, they're at home, yeah.
And then the 4th game would be Houston at LA. Houston at LA. This will be a really good game.
Yeah, I also saw a report that Luka is trying to see if he can come back for that game. So Luka might possibly be back for that game. Not sure about Austin Reeves yet.
I saw something that said that Austin Reeves may be closer, but I don't know if he'll be back.
Okay. But,
I got Houston regardless if they're there or not.
You going Houston?
Either.
What about you?
I, I'm
I'll take LA because you know that's my pick.
yeah, I might go. I go Houston. I go Houston too.
Houston.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I take LA because my pick, but I don't feel they can beat Houston.
Yeah, they're
And then the
yeah.
last game is Minnesota at Denver. I think a game for Denver.
I game for Denver too.
I go for T-Wolves on this one.
Pardon me?
T-Wolves, T-Wolves, T-Wolves. That's what
Going for the T-Wolves.
You going with
Please.
T-Wolves?
Minnesota
Alan
T-Wolves.
game with the T-Wolves. I game with the Nuggets.
Oh, okay. All right, well, that's the pick five. It should be interesting. Christmas Day pick five. So we should see what happens on Christmas Day. Usually I be half sleepy in the first but game three is be half sleepy because you eat.
Oh no, that third game is the game for sure that I can probably sleep through. I can that like that Spurs OKC that got me hype, and then Warriors and Mavs I can sleep and then come back and watch the Rockets and Lakers for sure.
Yeah, I want to watch Rockets and Lakers for sure.
Yeah, so I can that Mavs and
I
Warriors
want
game.
to watch
Yeah,
Minnesota
that I can sleep.
and Denver. I need to watch that because of my fantasy team. But apart from that, I sticking with
Yeah.
I want to see the Houston game.
Mhm.
All right, so that is it for the pick five. But of course, we can't leave unless we call again. So I'll start with you, Alan, because that boy Keelan, you're afraid to say who you want to start with.
I am ready. I am ready. I don't know.
You're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, but I still start with you, Keelan. Alan.
Calling game one. The guy we talked about earlier. Calling game on Ben Simmons' left hand. I think the left hand is probably responsible for the fact that he's not in the NBA anymore. His left hand managed to convince his brain that he's a left-handed basketball player, and he's not be able to shoot after that. But there's been a lot of things over the years that he's really a right-handed player. He does a lot of things with his right hand. And in his new professional career, people have seen how he's been casting the line, and he casts it like a right-handed fisherman. So I think his left hand, unfortunately, convinced his brain that he's a left-handed basketball player when he was really a right-handed basketball player. I think that's led to his shooting goals and part of the reason he's out of the league. So call a game on his left hand.
Oh, dear, that's you're really being not kind to Ben Simmons at all. What about you, Keelan? Who you call game one?
Poor Ben. I'll keep it a little bit more civil. I call a game on Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is having a career year, averaging 24 points per game, close to 7 assists, and he's shooting 46% from three on 7.5 attempts. He is really lighting it up. I think this is the year where he should make his first All-Star game. I think he really has a good chance. And yeah, I call a game on Jamal Murray.
Okay. Well, you see me in my PhD hoops jersey. So I really call a game on Richie Schuler. And I call a game on him because I think he does a really good job in helping our basketball in Barbados. Because I mean, he brings down teams down to Barbados. I mean, there's a lot of islands between where he comes from in US and to get to Barbados. Every year he brings two teams to Barbados. I mean, some of these get beat up, but he really does a good job, and we appreciate the fact that he comes, and also we appreciate the fact that he gives our young people some games to play against competition that that are some really good competition. I've not seen him brought a team where we say he was rubbish. Every team does have, you say the team in big, but yet still to be able to, perform at a high level. He brings down coaches, something he does some clinics. So I call again on Mr. Coach Schuler. I hope I call his last name right. But yes, he makes his court in session debut as someone who got some props for helping out basketball in Barbados. So that's it for our court in session. For right now, the court. But before we go, I want to wish our viewers and my two co-hosts a Merry Christmas and a prosperous and healthy New Year. And that's it now for court
Same to
inspection.
you.
For right now, the court is adjourned.